Okay, that should be recording. So this training session will be recorded and made available to staff and students. Your comments, questions, both verbal and text-based, and likenesses, if using a webcam, may be included in the recording. So thanks for coming this afternoon. This is a brief webinar looking at the subject of editing video in Microsoft Stream. My name's Chris Carter. I'm one of the digital skills developers here at Cardiff Met. And this session will also be made available after it's completed as well. So let's have a look at Microsoft Stream. When you record a session or a meeting in Microsoft Teams, it'll be saved in Microsoft Stream, and then you can go back into that video and you can do some very limited editing and configuration of the video. So what you need to do, once you've got your video recorded, you need to go to web.microsoftstream.com, or you can click on the ellipses in the recording itself in the Microsoft Teams channel where the original meeting was recorded. And when you go to the main Stream website or the main Stream application, you'll have the option of looking at My Content up in the top of the menu bar here. So if you look on the Videos option, this will show you all the videos that you've recorded from the various Teams meetings or sessions that you've had. And you can then go into these videos and actually amend them in a bit more detail. So I'm going to use a daily digital webinar that I did a couple of weeks ago. So if I click inside this video, I'm just going to mute it because I don't want to have myself in stereo. And that will that'll play back the original recording that was made. So I'm going to just pause that for a second. So once we're in the video environment here, we can do some brief editing to the video. Now, unfortunately, Stream is a little bit limited in the actual editing area. But what you can do, if you go to one second. There we go. If you go to the three ellipses here underneath the video, these are the more actions you can do. And one of the options you've got is to trim the video. So this will open up like a timeline, and you can then drag the cursor through the video. So you can pick whichever point you want. And you can also drag these handles up the left and right ends of the video as well. So what you can do, you can set the start point and the end point. So you can either drag these handles to a specific start point and then drag the other handle to a specific end point. Or you can put the cursor at any point in the timeline and then click to set the start point here, and then move the cursor to wherever you want it to end and set the end point there. Now, unfortunately, you can't go through the actual content of the video and make edits that way. You can't go through and cut a bit or mute a bit like that. You can really only set the start and the end points here. So it's a little bit limited in what it can do. So let me cancel that off there. So another option you've got is you can, using these ellipses, download the video. So you could, if you wanted to, download a copy of this video, and then you could make edits in another video program, and then you can use the replace video function to actually replace this copy with an edited version elsewhere. So that is another option that you do have. Within the video itself, there are some other options you can do. So under the ellipses again, you've got the update video details. So in here, you can adjust the title of the video and you can adjust the description. And what's quite nice about the description is you can put chapter points in here. So you could put just a general description. So we'll put here, recolor old photos. And then if you wanted to actually add in like a skipping point to a specific bit, all you need to do is add in the time code of the video where you want to skip to. So if I did the say, for example, 2 minutes 30, and then you could put, let's see, something like that. Just a little brief description of what that chapter point will be. We'll do 02:30. Next bit. And you can also add, for searching properties, you can also add hashtags to the video as well. You set the language for the video. In our case, of course, it'll be English. And then if I implement these changes, when the video starts, if I look in the description, I can now see I've got clickable time codes. So if I clicked on that, it immediately jumps me to the 2-minute part of the video. If I go back into update details, you can also adjust who can view the video. So you can select specific people or groups or channels. These aren't channels in Teams. These are specific channels you'd set up in Microsoft Stream itself. So that can be a little bit confusing, that these don't relate to Teams specifically. And then you've also got the option to upload like specific thumbnails. So these will be picked at random from the video itself. But you could, if you wanted to, use the plus button and upload a specific image. So I've got one prepared here. So if I go to my daily digital materials, I've got a specific thumbnail already set up. So that will update in just a moment. And there we go. So now we can see we've got a specific thumbnail for the video. You can also use specific captions and subtitles as well. So captions are basically the text of the video in the language that the video is in. And then subtitles would be any translations that you wanted to put on there. So if you wanted to put a version of the text in Welsh or French or whatever, you can totally upload that as well. If I cancel that off. So the captions will show up in the transcript here. So you can edit these as you go as well. These are automatically generated, so there will be a couple of errors in here. So if you did want to edit these as you go, you can simply click on the edit icon up here. And then you can add in whatever text is missing or whatever information that you need. You click on save, and then that will carry on from there. Finally, you can also add in interactivity as well. So say, for example, you wanted to add a form in here. If you build a form elsewhere in Microsoft Forms, you'll be able to get a URL for that specific form. And then you can add that URL at any point in the video. So if I go to, let's say, the 1 minute mark here. So I'm going to scrub to that. There we are. If I click on add form, I can then paste in the URL, name of the form. So we'll call this the Daily Digital Survey, and then add to the timeline. So now when the video plays, when it gets to that point in the video will pause and it'll actually open up the form. Then users can fill in the form and submit it as they normally would. And once they've filled in the form and submitted it, they can then click continue to video and the video will carry on as is. If you ever do download a video and then replace it, this will actually remove the form functionality. So you will need to place that form back in there again to update it there. And then once you've completed making any changes, of course, it's all saved automatically as you go as well. So you can then go back to my content and then adjust any of the videos as you need to. You've also got the option of deleting videos. This won't delete the actual link from the Microsoft Teams channel, but what it will do, it'll make that link inactive. So you'll see the thumbnail for the video there, but that thumbnail will no longer go anywhere. If you click on it, it'll just say that it can't find that specific video. So that's something to be wary of as well. So I'm just going to stop the recording, and then we'll have a quick question and answer session. And I'm just going to open up everyone's mics as well.